Hello dear students, this is Sheikh Zamir, Assistant Professor in Mathematics, Basic Sciences and Humanities Department. So I welcome you all in the first lecture of Engineering Mathematics 1. So in this lecture, we are going to start with Basics of Mathematics. So as we know that base is very important for each and everything. So that's why we are starting with Basics of Mathematics. So the contents of our today's lecture are definition of mathematics, number system, types of equations, limit, differentiation and integration, and the last one is applications of mathematics in real life. So let us proceed. Let me ask you to select any filling faces. So select any one plate. How you are feeling right now. So whether you are feeling sad, happy, tired, excited about the lecture, or whether you are feeling hungry. So select any plate. So have you done it? Okay. Let us proceed further. Let me again ask you, what was your reaction when someone asked you, how was your mathematics paper? So there are different kinds of reactions when someone asks you, how was your mathematics paper? So that we are going to see now. So these types of reactions was there when someone asks you, how was your mathematics paper? So it is for those students who are feeling that mathematics is tough for them. So their reaction will be like this when someone asks them, how was your mathematics paper? Or like this. Or like this. Like this. So let us assume that you were enjoying something and suddenly someone asks you, how was your mathematics paper? So your reaction will be like this thing. You were enjoying and then suddenly someone asks you. So these are the reactions, these are the emotions when someone asks you, how was your mathematics paper? Let us proceed. So study time for exam. So how we have studied for the examination. One day before maths exam, a complete confusion, could not able to remember the mathematical formula, could not able to understand the examples of mathematics. So a complete confusion is there one day before maths exam. So if we have studied like this, if we are having a confusion like this, then what will be the examination day? So that we will see now. This is the examination day. Oh, it's a tough paper. Could not able to solve the examples. Could not able to remember the mathematical formula. So this type of situation will be there when we have studied like that. And then after that, this type of situation occurs. Others are writing their paper and we are like this. Requesting 5 minutes more in exam. So this is the situation most of the times occurs, that we are requesting an examiner for 5 minutes more. So in that case, what was the examiner reaction that we are going to see? You are writing down on paper and then you are requesting 5 minutes more. So this will be the reaction. Now after that we will see the result day. If someone is getting 98 marks but still unhappy, and other one is getting only 19 marks but there is no reaction. So I failed in maths exam. So my reaction will be like this. But when I came to know that my friend is also failed in maths exam, I will be like this. Oh yes, my best friend is also failed in maths. So this is a human tendency. So decision making for study is very important. So see it, this is what we have done during mathematics examination, or this situation most of the times occurs when we have decided to wake up early in the morning at 4 o'clock for study. So this picture shows that what we have done. We have decided that we have to wake up early in the morning at 4 o'clock, and then what we have done? We have wake up in the morning at 4 o'clock. We have put up the alarm off, and then we are again go to the sleep. So it means that we don't have a value for our own decision. This should not be happened. So this is what we have done during examination. So decision making is very important, and for that action is very important. So if we are not taking action for our improvement, then the output will be zero. So action is very important for whatever decision we have taken. So these are the two opposite images that we can see here. The one is sleeping and the other one is waking up. So it's up to you what you will decide. So there are so many ideas with us, but if we are not taking any action for that, then the output will be zero. So if we see mathematically, 1 plus 0 is 1. But the actual concept is that when we are having one idea, but we are not taking any action, if we are taking zero action, no action, then the output will be always 0. So action is very important for each and everything. Now let me ask you one question. Do you have fear about mathematics? Do you like mathematics? So your reaction will be like this when you look at some equations, some formulae, not understanding equations, examples, formulae, running away from the mathematics. So let me tell you that fear is in mind. So what is a fear? Why we are having a fear in our mind about mathematics? So let me tell you that there is nothing like fear. So let me explain this by taking an example. So most of the times in childhood we have watched the horror movies. So let us assume that after watching horror movies, you are walking down from the stair and there is complete darkness. So at that time, what you feel? You feel that someone is there behind you. And when you turn back, there is no one. So what kind of situation is this? This situation is created in our mind by watching that horror movie. A fear kind of situation is created in our mind by watching that horror movie. But when you try to face that, there is nothing like that. So in the similar way, mathematics is not tough. It's a kind of mindset we are having. That's why a fear is created in our mind that mathematics is tough. But there will be nothing like that. If you try to face that, there is nothing like that. So this is all about fear. Have you seen somewhere in the book that it is written that mathematics is tough? No. There is no book where it is written that mathematics is tough. It's all about our mindset. So let us start with the actual contents of our today's lecture. So first of all, I would like to ask you, what is mathematics? So as we know that we are studying mathematics since first or third standard, and we should know the definition of mathematics. So we can make our own definition of mathematics. Just we have to understand that for what purpose we are using mathematics. So let us proceed for the definition. So let us try to think that what could be the definition of mathematics according to you. You can make your own definition. So mathematics is like a tool which we use to solve the problems in our real life. So whatever problems we are facing in our life, its solution is given by mathematics. So let me tell you one example. So if we are going to the college and we are having a mathematical calculation with us, that the distance of college from our home, the number of routes we should follow to reach to the college on time. This is nothing but a mathematical calculation which we have with us so that we can reach to the college. So this is the simplest example that we can understand that for each and every problem of our real life, mathematics is a solution. Other definition is that mathematics is a branch of science which deals with the study of operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So this is a mathematical definition. Okay, so in this way we can understand the definition of mathematics. Now the next one is number system. So what do you mean by a number? So just try to think on it. What could be the definition of a number? So we can make our own definition just thinking that for what purpose we are using number. So just think on it, for what purpose we are using number. So we are using number for a counting purpose. So a number is a mathematical tool which we use to count. For example, if I ask you how many pages are there in the textbook, so whatever textbook right now you are having, tell me how many number of pages are there. So your answer will be a number. If I ask you how many courses are there in semester 1, your answer will be a number. So this is the simplest definition of a number. Now we will see types of numbers. Natural numbers. The first type is natural numbers. Second one is whole numbers. Third one is integers. Fourth one is rational numbers. Fifth one is irrational numbers. And the last one is real numbers. So first one is natural numbers. It is denoted by the symbol n and starts from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to infinity. So these are natural numbers. So this is the symbol of infinity. So the thing which is undefined, for that thing we will use this symbol. The second one is whole numbers. It is denoted by the symbol W. It starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to infinity. So by looking at this, we can make our own definition for whole number. So how we can make our own definition for whole number? So see here 0 with natural number. 0 with natural number is called whole number, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to infinity, this is nothing but natural number. So we can make definition like this also. 0 with natural number is called whole number. The next one is integers. So it starts from 0. On the right hand side it has positive integers, and on the left hand side it has negative integers along with 0. So these are integers. It is denoted by the symbol I. The next one is rational numbers. So rational number is nothing but a number which is in the form of p by q. So this q is different. Okay, it is denoted by the symbol capital Q. We can say this is small q. So it is in the form of p by q. Means it is a fraction where this p and q are integers. So we can take any two integers from here and we can put up its values here. So it will be a rational number. But here there is one condition, that q should not be equal to 0. Because if q is equal to 0, then the denominator of this fraction becomes 0 and its answer will become infinity. That's why q is not equal to 0. So if I take p is equal to 1 and q is equal to 2, so this becomes 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is a rational number. Irrational number is denoted by q bar. So if we think about the examples, so it will be the numbers which is not rational number. So what will be the difference between rational number and irrational number? So difference is that whenever we are doing division, so the remainder of that fraction will become 0, then that fraction is called as rational number. But whenever we are doing division and the remainder will not become 0, it will goes on increasing and increasing, then that number is called as irrational numbers. For example, let us take a fraction 22 divided by 7. So when we are trying to make its division, it will not completely done, because there is no stage at which remainder will become 0. So it will goes on increasing and increasing. So that number is called as irrational number. So this is the simplest difference between rational number and irrational number. Real numbers, it is denoted by the symbol R. So it includes all these numbers. So real numbers is the combination of all these numbers. So these are the symbols which we are used to represent the number. So these numbers which we are used to represent the numbers, that is called as numerals. So the symbols which we are used to represent the numbers, it is called as numerals. Now the next one is equations. So what is an equation? So an equation is a statement of equality. So when one expression is equal to other expression, then that is called as an equation. For example, 5x plus 3 is equal to 0. So it includes an equal sign. So it is an equation. So an equation is nothing but which includes an equal sign. Types of equation. So there are three types of equations. The first one is linear equation. An equation in which the highest power of the variable is 1. Then that equation is called as linear equation. Its general form is ax plus by plus c equal to 0. So this equation includes two variables, x and y, and its power is 1. So it is an linear equation. Second one is quadratic equation. So it is an equation in which the highest power of the variable is 2. Its general form is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So in that equation, the highest power of the variable is 2. So it is quadratic equation. And the next one is polynomial. So an equation in which the highest power of the variable is 3 or more than 3, then that equation is called as a polynomial. For example, x cubed plus 3x square plus 5x plus 4 is equal to 0. So this equation includes highest power of variable is 3. So it is a polynomial. Now let me tell you about indeterminate form. So these are indeterminate form. So you have already studied about this in 11th and 12th standard. So these are indeterminate forms. The forms whose answer is not fixed, that is called as indeterminate forms. So most of the times we are facing to remember mathematical formula. So here I will tell you how we can make our own tricks to remember mathematical formula. So here I am having two numbers with me, that is 34 and the other one is 43. So these two numbers are not two numbers for me, it's a two trigonometric formula for me. 34 is the formula for sine 3 theta for me. So let us see here. 34, 3 minus 4. Sine 3 theta includes sine theta terms. But whenever 4 is there, cube is there. So 34, 3 minus 4. 3 minus 4. Sine 3 theta includes sine theta terms. But whenever 4 is there, cube is there. So sine 3 theta is equal to 3 sine theta minus 4 sine theta. In the similar way, 43 is the formula for cos 3 theta for me. So 43, 4 minus 3. Cos 3 theta includes cos theta terms. But whenever 4 is there, cube is there. So cos 3 theta is equal to 4 cos 3 theta minus 3 cos theta. So in this way, we can make our own tricks to remember mathematical formula. Now we will see the concept of limits. So you have already found out so many limits in 12th and 11th standard. So we have solved so many examples based on limits. So let me tell you what is the meaning of limit. So we should understand the meaning of limit. So let us consider one example. There is one circle and in that circle we have drawn a polygon. Okay. So if we try to increase the side of this polygon, the distance between the circle and that polygon will become lesser and lesser. And if we try increasing the sides of this polygon, at last that polygon will become a circle. And that circle will be the limit of that polygon. So we are trying to increase sides of that polygon. We are trying increasing the sides. So at last that polygon will become the circle and that circle will be the limit of that polygon. So a limit is nothing but a range or a boundary. So there should be a limit. So most of the times we are wasting our time in mobile. So there should be a limit. Here also there should be a limit. Now we will see what is the meaning of differentiation. So what do we mean by differentiation? So we have solved so many examples based on derivatives, based on differentiation in 11th and 12th standard. But actually we should know what is the meaning of differentiation. We know all these differentiation formulae, that derivative of x is 1, derivative of sin x is cos x, derivative of cos x is minus sin x. This all formulae we already know. But what about its meaning? So let me tell you what is the meaning of differentiation. So look at these two examples. You can understand the meaning of differentiation. So a differentiation is nothing but we are dividing here an apple into two equal parts. Here we are dividing vegetables into equal parts. So a differentiation is nothing but dividing up. This is the simplest meaning of a differentiation. Dividing an apple into two equal parts. Dividing vegetables into equal parts. A differentiation. Next, integration. Integration is opposite of differentiation. So it means adding up. Differentiation is dividing up. So integration is adding up. So we should add our integrating. So we should have an integration with our Unity. So at last, I would like to say that make yourself the best, love yourself, learn each and everything, and grow like this tree. Thank you.